Hey everybody, so welcome to Let's Talk. It's where I talk about things that I like with drums and other things like that. So let's get to it. Today I'm very excited. We're talking about a product that's been around for quite a while. It's super popular. It's changed the way a lot of drums sound, and it's really awesome. But I just like to make a Let's Talk about this company because I really love what they're doing, and it's really awesome product. So today we're talking about Big Fat Snare Drum. Big Fat Snare Drum came out. They're pretty much snare dampeners that you place on the snare, and they make your snare sound fat. I was kind of skeptical about these when I bought them. When they first came out, because they came out with the Remo rings like forever ago, and I just didn't like the whole putting a plastic ring on your head, and they kind of took the tone away, and it just didn't sound that great. But I mean, these guys literally blew up, or at least, I mean, I think they do. I think they're still blowing up. I think they'll continue to blow up. I think they'll be extremely successful because they're doing an awesome thing. I've always bought, pretty thick snares, usually 14 by 8, something that already sounds pretty fat, nothing too like crackly or snappy. But I really like the way these will turn an okay snare drum into a great sounding snare drum. And it's just something you place on top. And there's nothing you can really replicate. I mean, I've seen reviews where people put like cutting boards and they've taken plastic and try to replicate this concept on snare drum, and it just either isn't durable enough or it doesn't really hold the tone of the drum and actually still make it sound fat. Now I've got two here. I've got the original Big Fat Snare Drum. Pretty much solid piece of, this must be like an acrylic or plastic. It's got a black ring on it. And then they've got the donut. I prefer the donut. Now Big Fat Snare Drum has a bunch of these. They've got one that has tambourine rings in them, and it sounds awesome. So you even get like a tamby kind of hit every time you hit the snare. And they've even got them in different sizes, so you can make your floor tom sound super fat. They've got them, all different sizes. But definitely check them out. They're really great. You get a lot of different tones. The reason why I like the donut is because it's not completely killing the drum sound. It's not so fat, but you still get a lot of tone. I use drum dots on my toms, and what I like to do is I put a drum dot mini on the head, and it just kind of adds a little weight to it. I just like the sound of it. And this will make your snare drum just sound huge. I mean, it's super fat. But I really like both of them. You can usually get these two in a 2-pack. Definitely recommend it. But a great company, really like what they're doing, and just really awesome stuff. But definitely check out Big Fat Snare Drum if you haven't checked them out. If you've heard of them, I'm sure you've heard of them. I mean, they're like everywhere. Or I'm sure you've seen something like these laying around in someone's drum arsenal. But you definitely get one. It's always good to have as a tool. Really use it for different kinds of music. You can use it with everything. So I really like to. I've got a drum that is like extremely loud, has a huge vent hole, and I throw one of these on it and it actually controls it a bit. So I really do like it. So now I'm going to show you a little sample of just what each one really sounds like. Not putting tons of EQ on these recordings, just so you can kind of hear the natural sound of the Big Fat Snare Drum original and the Big Fat Snare Drum donut. So definitely check out their products. BigFatSnareDrum.com. I'll put the link in the bio below. Awesome company, really great. So. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Let's Talk. I will see you guys next month.